Onicha, Ugbo in Delta State still hold tightly their rich cultural heritage. This was evident when they celebrated their annual Ine festival to mark the end of the farming season and to commemorate their victorious battle of liberation from the Benin Kingdom in 1750. And TVC News' Ikenna Amechi tells us more about the colorful display of culture and traditions of the predominantly agrarian people.
Celebration of festivals is usually an opportunity for different tribes and ethnic groups to showcase their rich cultural heritage and also preserve their customs and beliefs by passing it from one generation to another. And here, it is the most important day in Onicha Ugbo Kingdom, an agrarian community in Onicha North local government area of Delta State. It is the Ine Festival, a New Yam festival, which is also a time to remember how they fought to gain freedom from the Benin people. St. Pius VI Grammar School on the Ugbo, established in the year 1960, and this is the first place people of this ancient kingdom settled after leaving the Benin Kingdom in 1750.
Our festival, the one we are doing now, is showcasing what happened then. That is our Ine. We are not just doing it because we have money and you see that it's rough. People will rob poto, shooting, carrying cutlasses. That was what happened then. That's what we're commemorating. Today is the day the soldiers who fought that war will come to give account of what happened, how they fought the war, how they won, how everything happened in the war front.
This is the only day in the year that the town eases tension and people are allowed to insult their superiors. And one of the key ways of insulting your superior, especially if you have grudges, is to pour mud on the person.
The whole town is in celebratory mood as the people from far and near return to their roots to celebrate with their kids and kin in what is arguably the grandest celebration in the community. These young ones get soiled in the mud. They say this is part of rites and practices during such festivities. Prominent sons and daughters of this kingdom, including the Iyase and the war chiefs or generals and former Minister of State for Petroleum, are in attendance. Clad in warlike attire, they lead the congregation towards the palace of their king, who is waiting with his chiefs to receive them. Next is the Naka handshake with the Obi, which is done by the warriors.
It's nice to remember the customs. So no matter how far you go or how successful you are judged in community by virtue of the role that you play and your ability to assimilate. You can be a multi-billionaire, and when you come here, nobody even pays you attention. So the culture is extremely important to the people.
A yearly event to promote our culture and tradition. And as you see all the people coming from all walks of life, Onicha indigenes and their friends, personally myself, I'm from United States of America.
The event also serves as a way to socialize, which most times leads to lasting relationship, like this chief and his wife.
To God be the glory. The woman there you are saying over 40 years ago, I got her while we came for celebration here. You see, we all came for celebrations, and after the celebrations, I saw beautiful 5 ladies moving. I said, oh my God. And when I saw her, I said, hey, you enter the front. Since she entered the front of the car, she has not left 40 years ago.
This period is very important in the lives of the Onicha. You see young people, young girls, those you've not seen. Like this, my brother, he just came from US 2 years ago, and we're just seeing. So he has a way of bringing us together. Like I like tradition.
Ugbo shares ties with Onicha, the commercial hub in the southeast state of Anambra. It is also a transit town to the northern part of Nigeria and has potentials for development of commerce and real estate. Their major challenge is the poor road infrastructure.
The movement between here and Abuja has made Onicha more popular. People are coming in. Vehicles are here now. You can go by the junction there and now pick up a vehicle and you are heading to Abuja. This period of the raining season, most of the roads are bad. But we plead that as soon as the rain goes down, they will come over to help us to make sure that the roads are taken care of.
It is now sunset in Ugbo, but the people are not done with festivities at this year's Ines festival as they gather here in the village shrine and fire cannon shots in celebration.
The Udolu marks the end of festivity at this year's Ine festival as the people who are majorly farmers look forward to another successful farming season. Ikenna Amechi, TVC News on the Ugbo Delta.
Otene kandi benyi ji akumoku na watimote otiatima onye pikanni of people shampolwa. As far as the Benin ambassadors, the late Binu expansionists and land grabbers want to keep questioning our origin and drag us to fake relationship with the late Binu, we'll be here to be exposing it. I told you with 10 good years, I'll be here to be puncturing all your lies. When I started making video, they keep saying, you're a small boy, go and ask your king, go and ask your elders. For the past few months, all you see are my elders speaking out. That documentary you watch is from my village on Ugbo precisely. And you heard the story well. In case you did not hear it well, pause and go and watch it again. So that you see that what I've been saying had always been true. That Benin never conquered us, that Benin did not own us, that we did not relate to them. Pause and watch it again so that you understand whatever I've been telling you about Benin has been fabricated stories. Let me officially thank Obichuku Maleze, Obi of Onchubo, Obi Aguagu, Oya Adele Namma. I want to also thank my own brother, Barrister Peter Kafon the Kogolo Osaji. Ochilos Wawan Umogusa, the CEO and founder of Kogos Venture and Petroleum, the present president of Onchubo Progressive Union Lagos branch, Umogusa, Ochilewan, Oyadele Namma. And you saw in that documentary, former Minister of State Petroleum, Abisa Odogu, Dr. Ibe Kachuku, Oyadele Namma. If this man can uphold the story that we conquered the Benin, who are you to say you are not an Igbo person? Who are you to say that you are descendant of Benin? Remember, Onchubo is the double Ezechime. Let me read for you so that you understand where I'm going to. These things are there in case you are trying to argue blindly. This and that. I've been saying it time without number. Tell a Benin man to show you one documentary of Benin history. One document, because they will keep telling you Benin history is documented. Benin history is documented. Show one. I say show one. Even if not from internet, maybe send a person put them for internet. Because the one you say documented, I see person write them. Show one. None of them, all is fabricated story. In 1750, we defeated the Benins. How does it happen? The Onicha War between Benin was a conflict stemming from the migration of a man named Chima. In our own tongue, we call it Chime because of FIFA. That's why we say Igbo Nasu no. Named Chima. He is also known as Ezechime because he now became Eze. Eze was now added to his name. From Benin to Onicha, Chima, originally a Dibia from Arochukwu, has risen to preeminence in Benin, even marrying a princess. However, his success and position led to jealousy. The same jealousy and envy that make people preach propaganda and falsehood against the Zendi Igbo in Ghana. Against anywhere Igbo is. The same, it not be today start as of 1750. 1750, the Ile Binu has been having this thing. Because the Ile Binu, the same blood that flows in the Yoruba people are the same blood that is flowing in there. They have been having this jealousy against us. So whatever you see me doing today is to expose the lie, to puncture it. I'll be exposing all of them. I'll be showing you that this thing don't take. It is in their blood. When man succeed, it became envy and jealousy. Now, he fled, eventually settling in Onicha. The Benin Kingdom, upon discovering his location, sent a search party to eliminate him and his followers. This led to a battle during Onicha New Yam Festival, Iwaji, where a woman alerted the community to the approaching Benin warriors. You can read the details of this history. Go and find it out. It's verifiable. You John Onicha, go and ask our king. You heard him saying it, that whatever we display in our festival is to show what happened that day. Because when you see Benin, they come with this regalia of superiority. They come with this ability to believe that they are the one that will win everybody. And that is why in the festival, we display that day that a younger one can talk to his superior, to his senior anyhow. And part of the way to show it is to carry poto, rub on the body of anybody. You can wear white that day and go back brown because the children will pour you sand and poto. Anybody have attended it, even Almighty last year ran away. He said he cannot withhold it. He didn't follow me. It's a show of what we did to Benin when they come with their regalia and superiority. That is how our people pour them poto, beat them well, show them woto. If they can't somewhere more. Hey. Anyway, something came to my mind. Could it be that this superiority conscience is the reason why Benin think that they founded our place? Let me give you an instance. When those guys left Benin and they did not return because they were defeated and killed, could it be that the Benin now felt like their people must have killed all of us in the village and found the village? That's why they claim they find Onicha. Oh, but you might think I'm just exaggerating, but it might be what plays in their brain. These guys that will sit in their own parlor and conclude that they own the whole land to Onicha. Now, how will Ezechime run away from Benin and come and settle in Onicha if Onicha is owned by Benin? Don't you know that the Benin people will say find him come there? That will tell you that none of you own this land. You are just using fabricated story to great propaganda to claim people's land and property. Now, for you to know how you people land grabbing has reached, even as 200 and something years ago, you still find the man come because you felt like you want to intimidate him. They now beat shege come off on our body. I've said it time without number that every time an Igbo community fought a war, it is not because they want to own the land. It's because they want to defend their territory. Our people fought a war against the Benin because we want to defend ourselves. It has been the story every time Igbo people are grabbing land. Show one land, just one land, an Igbo man has collected illegally by force. Show one. All this land, including the one happening in Ghana today, the man bought it with hard-earned money, legitimately, per Person go buy land, you say they grab land. Go and work hard and buy land now. You people will lead the Fulanis that are going up and down, killing people and accumulating the land by force. Then it is the Igbos you are facing who are buying the land legitimately with their hard-earned money. The next he say the money is not legit. He made it illegally. He made it like this. He made it like that. He pushed drug. He do this. Okay? Do your own and buy land. Tell me anywhere in the world where there is no criminals, no 419, even in UK, even in Britain, even in Saudi Arabia, there are people who are there who are doing 419, who are doing who are duping their fellow Saudians. There are prostitutes who are Saudians. There are drug pushers who are Saudians. Even in the Saudi Arabia where Mecca dwell. The same thing with Jerusalem. There are drug pushers. There are 419s that do the citizens. I'm not talking of people who came as a stranger. There are Jews who are pushing drug. What are we talking about? But every time it's only Igbo only you carry for head. Like as if your family is clean. Thank God, Onchubo is sharing their own history. So when I tell you I'm a son of the soil, you will know because my own brother is part of those interviewed here. You saw it. The Kogolo family is a large family and a very strong family in Onchubo. This is what we are talking about. No wonder Onchubo men are the one championing their Nyoma migration because they know who they are. The man that speaks in New York, I've told you before, is an Onchubo man that speaks on behalf of the whole of Anyoma that came to convince Senator Akpabio that we need a state. The same thing with the man that speaks in Enugu, an Onchubo man. Because we know I'm Andanyebo. We are not Jopele Ezechime for mouth. We are Jopele Ezechime for actions. I see them flying up and down with a documentary. Say, upon the state they wanted to grade, and Anyoma is not included. How many times will they tell you that Nigeria is not for you? You think this adult lie will make us, we know waiting day to move? How many TV stations carry the news? How many newspapers carry the news? How many radio read the news? You put just grade something on social media and start circulating. This is how you put preach propaganda. This is how you put preach falsehood. This is how you put lie against us. Imagine say we where they champion this Igbo unity are not from the South. Imagine say we are not the Igbos in Delta. By today you would have killed everybody championing Igbo unity if they are from the Southeast. But God personal. I'm out of here, Joe.